As soon as Linda opens the door, she sees her brother and sister-in-law standing there. Surprised, she says, "How did you both come here?" Max smiles and says, "We haven't visited in a long time. We were missing you." Linda replies, "Yes, it's really been a long time. Brother, sister-in-law, please come inside quickly." Looking at Linda's face, Max asks, "Why do you look so unwell?" Tina also supports him and says, "Yes, your face looks pale and slightly bruised. What happened?" Linda hesitates and says softly, "I slipped and fell by accident." She then invites them to sit down. Linda turns to her husband and his sister and says, "My brother and sister-in-law are here." Michael, in a dismissive tone, says, "Your brother and sister-in-law? What a headache." Xia smiles and says, "Oh, come on, big brother, big sister-in-law. Since you're here, please join us for a meal." Hearing this, Linda invites them to the dining table. They both walk over and sit down. Michael then says to Linda in an irritated voice, "Why are you just standing there? Go bring the chopsticks." Linda, scared, says, "Okay, I'll bring them right away," and quickly goes. Seeing this behavior, Max asks Michael, "Do you always talk to Linda like that?" Michael replies, "Brother, you don't understand. Your sister is very stubborn. If I don't stay strict, she will get out of control." Linda comes back with the chopsticks, places them in front of her brother and sister-in-law, and is about to leave when Michael stops her and says, "Wait, your brother and sister-in-law came after so long, and you didn't even bring them water? Can't you see anything?" Linda quickly says, "Yes, yes, I'll bring it right now," and turns to leave. Xia smiles and says, "Big brother, you see, even taking care of someone requires resources. Now that you're a successful businessman, you should help us a little so we can take better care of Linda." Michael also agrees and says, "Yes, big brother, I also want to take good care of Linda, but I just don't have enough means." Max politely says, "Tell me, how much do you need?" Michael happily replies, "Big brother, I knew you were the best. You see, I go out with Linda and I don't even have a proper vehicle. Recently, I saw a car, not expensive, just around 50,000. Max says, 50,000, all right, no problem. Xia becomes greedier and says, "Oh, brother, what will 50,000 do? We're living in a tiny 2-bedroom apartment. Tomorrow, Linda will become a mother. The baby will come. This house is too small. Why don't you add a little more and buy us a nice big villa?" Tina is about to say something, but Max stops her and replies, "If you take care of Linda, I'll agree to everything you ask." Suddenly, Linda rushes in and stops him, saying, "Don't accept anything they say." Xia angrily snaps, "Rude girl." Linda, upset, says, "Why are you both lying? You've always mistreated me. You never treated me like family." She turns to her brother and says, "He really did raise his hand on me." Max becomes angry and says, "He dared to do that to you?" Michael immediately tries to defend himself, quickly stepping forward and saying, "No, no, nothing like that. I would never do something like that." Max pulls his hand away and gives Michael a firm slap. He says, "The first one is for my little sister, for the hurt you caused her." He gives another slap and says, "The second is for your parents, because they didn't teach you how to treat others with respect." He gives one last slap and says, "And the final one is for our parents, who kept Linda like a precious jewel, and you treated her this way." He then turns to his sister and says gently, "Little sister, don't be scared. Your brother will always be your support. Come, I'm taking you home." Friends, how did you like today's story? Out of 10, how many points would you give it?